First of all, I want to wish Shabbat Shalom, good Shabbos from the holy city of Jerusalem. And you see a beautiful view of Jerusalem before Shabbos. And my blessings to all of you. Just recently, yesterday, I was in a car service. And the driver, I wasn't sure Jewish or not, made a statement, I don't care about what's going on in Ukraine. I said, you don't care about people being killed, murdered? And maybe as a response to the situation in Ukraine, I want to share this story. And this story really involves a good friend of mine that I'm sending my regards from Jerusalem to New York, Rabbi Ephraim Vashovsky, who was a Rebbe for decades in Sinai Academy and really inspired generations of young Russian Jews, leaders and rabbis. So once Rabbi Vashovsky decided that he needed to move into a real estate business because, as you know, as we say in Hebrew, "En kemach en Torah." For Torah also, you need oil. And he was seeking advice from one of the biggest experts in the area of real estate. I'm not going to mention his name in this video, but one of the most successful real estate developers in the United States, a Jew. And he asked him, can you please tell me, what's the secret of a good deal? How to make good deals? And he has answered him very briefly, experience. And then Rabbi Vashovsky asked him, and how do you get that? He said, bad deals. Think about it. The only way to get to good deals is through experience of bad deals. So the lesson is that you can turn any failure, any bad deal, into something very valuable as a treasure of experience that will promote you to success. So based on that, the greater the failure, in a way, the greater the darkness, the greater the light, and the greater the failure, the greater the lesson. So what is the lesson of the golden calf story? What do we learn from the sin of the golden calf? So I want to tell you that that very school, Sinai Academy, was established because the Rosh Yeshiva of Philadelphia, Rabbi Shvei, Zecher Tzadik Levrocha, asked me to come from Israel in 1986 to the United States. And then we needed to inspire support. He wanted to inspire support for that school that was just established. And therefore, one day, he gathered his friends and students. And it was a time when there was a pidyon band of some of our Talmidim. And he said the following. He said, please tell me, why the golden calf story is so important that every Yom Kippur we're asking for forgiveness. Every single Jew, forever and ever, is asking forgiveness for the golden calf story. Why? Was it a problem of the Jewish people? 3,000 people served the golden calf idol. They were dancing around this idol, but only 3,000, while 24,000 were punished for joining the rebellion of Korach against Moshe Rabbeinu. So why golden calf and not the Korach story? So Rabbi Shvei answered an amazing answer that really gives us deeper and I would say renewed understanding of that story. It is not because of the 3,000 who served the idol we're asking and begging forgiveness every single year on Yom Kippur. It was because all of us were silent. It is a crime of silence. We did not care. And if we don't care, we do need to change ourselves. Now, how do we change ourselves? First of all, understanding that the reason why they didn't protest as a nation, it is on one hand, on the surface, it's because they were scared. How can I alone fight against 3,000 people? But I barely explained. If you go deeper, there were 600,000 men. They couldn't take care of 3,000 people. And the answer is because every single one of them thought, I'm going to be the only one. You think you're going to be the only one? Aha. You think that your neighbors are not as good as you are? It means you judge them negatively. It means you forgot about the most important and essential mitzvah. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. This mitzvah really means that you should judge others with the same love as you love yourself. It means the same way that you explain yourself and you see the positive in yourselves, you see the reasons why what you did was not a sin, was a mistake. The same way you should judge others, finding good things in these people and judging them favorably. By not practicing this essence of love for others, we are atoning and asking and begging for forgiveness until this very day. And the truth is that the golden heart is a cure for the golden calf. Aaron, who was a brother of Moshe Rabbeinu, when he heard that his brother was appointed to be a leader instead of him, his younger brother gonna be taking over his leadership position, he was not jealous. Hashem in his Torah testified that he was happy in his heart. For that, Aaron HaKohen and all the chief priests were granted a special beged, special cloth that they needed to show that the essence of a Jew who's serving Hashem and blessing his people, he has to do it with the love from the bottom of his golden heart. That is the cure for the sin of the golden calf. Remember, I always say to Rabbi Vashovsky, anything that you touch turns into gold. And you know why? It is because when Rabbi Vashovsky was a Rebbe, a teacher in our school, that I remember how many students were inspired by him. But one particular situation when an 11th grader got into his class by mistake on the first day of the school. And when I noticed this mistake, I came to him and I said, I'm so sorry, you're in the wrong class. And I wanted to bring him to another class, to the 11th graders of his age. And as I was taking him through the hallway, just before he entered that class, he said, may I ask you a favor, please? He said, can you please bring me back to that class? Because I really loved that Rebbe. Interesting. I, as a principal of the school, felt responsibility to empower this boy to be with the Rebbe, a teacher who he really fell in love with. And they continued to be friends until today, almost 30 years later. So what a story of a golden calf and a golden heart. Remember that Rabbi Shvei, who shared this story, he said that at one day, Rabbi Shimon Schwab, who was a German Jew before World War II, it was early 30s, and he was studying Yeshiva of Slobodka in Europe, came to visit the famous Chofetz Chaim, the famous Rosh Yeshiva Tzaddik, who was a great scholar, and he wanted to ask him for a brocha. And very interesting that the Chofetz Chaim asked him, where are you from? I'm from Germany. You're from Germany? Think about it. Germany was a very assimilated place, and he probably was scared what's going to be with this boy. So instead of just giving him a blessing, he asked him a question. Tell me, are you a Kohen? He said, no, I'm not a Kohen. So why are you not a Kohen? What a strange question, Rabbi Schwab thought. Why I am a Kohen and you're not? Well, because my father is not a Kohen and your father was a Kohen. He said, yeah, but why my father was a Kohen? So Rabbi Schwab, as a young student, didn't understand the question. Then Chofetz Chaim explained him. Because more than 3,000 years ago, my great-great-great-grandfather answered the call at the time of the golden calf tragedy. Mi LaHashem alai, for who is for Hashem? Who is for Hashem? At the time that nobody cared. People didn't care. People were scared. People judged others and they felt well lonely. Whatever the reason was, but they did not do what they were supposed to do. So what Moshe Rabbeinu as a leader did, he called upon the nation and said, asking them a question, who is for Hashem? Join me. And the tribe of Levi, these people, answered the call. And he said, because my great-great-grandfather joined that call, until today, I am a descendant of these people. So therefore, my blessing to you, that you should also answer the call of Hashem. Care for people, love people. That is the cure for the golden calf story, to have a golden heart, answering the call. So my blessing to all of you, you should also have a golden heart, answering the call of Hashem and the Jewish people. Good Shabbos from Yerushalayim. All the best to you.